Estamos con Charles Stansburge de MUFON, Texas. Es realmente para mí un placer poder presentarlo al público de la Señal Ciencia y Misterios en nuestro canal y poder charlar un ratito acerca de MUFON en Estados Unidos y acerca de sus experiencias personales. Bienvenido, Chuck. Welcome, Chuck, to la Señal Ciencia y Misterios.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here talking to you.
Chuck, tell me about you and MUFON. What are you doing now with MUFON there in the United States?
Okay, in MUFON, I am a state section director for Texas, and it's section 12. And also I'm a STAR team member. And as a STAR team member, I have been assigned the interim, which would be a temporary state director of Idaho, and so I work two different states in a sense. I work my section here in Texas, and I work in Idaho as well, which is pretty good. We're trying to get somebody to take that over, and hopefully one of these days they will. And but we've had the one mutilation that I know of that we worked a couple of years ago. Down in Port Lavaca, Texas, and that turned out to be pretty good. As a matter of fact, I could show a couple of pictures of that when I'm down there.
Okay.
And also with MUFON, we do the best we can to make sure that if something's fake, then we make sure that that's what it is and that's what people know. If it's for real, yes, I make sure that people, when I do a case and it is real, we have a form that we fill out that we have to put into the CMS files, which is the case system management system. And once that is done, then anybody, the public, can read or see what the case is and what took place, and what the solution was. Now, a lot of your solutions could be information only because the witnesses do not contact us back, or it could be it's an unknown UAV, which is what they call it, unknown aerial vehicle, instead of saying a UFO. But there are a lot of them that are very, very real. As a matter of fact, one of them that was one of the cases I did was my own case. Even though when I saw the object, I reported it to MUFON, and what did they do? Because I'm a state section director, they gave me my own case back. Said, here, do it. So I said, okay. I went ahead and finished it and put it up there. And that was very real, believe me. What I saw at that time was a white orb about the size, probably a little bit bigger than a quarter, and it was going across the sky, going towards the east. And I thought, I don't have my camera with me, and all of a sudden it just like blinked out like you turn off a light. It just gone. Wow. And I went, because I went out and got the paper. That was early in the morning, about 6 o'clock, a little after, about 6:30 or so in the morning. And I thought, wow, you know. And it's about the third or fourth one I saw around here, you know, around the States anyway, over my lifetime. But other than that, it's pretty interesting. When we get, as a matter of fact, I got an ongoing case right now that the gentleman claims that he saw an orb type thing in his own house, in his bedroom, and then it went from room to room into his son's room. He tried talking to it. I mean, this whole thing, I'm just giving you a little bit of scenario of it because I haven't talked to him yet. This is an ongoing case, but it sounds very interesting. And when I get it done, I will definitely have that case as one of my cases that I will, you know, go ahead and talk to people about, like an abduction case. I've done a few of those while I was in Colorado and here in Texas as well. In Colorado, I had 5 or 6 abduction cases here in Texas. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here as well, which is really interesting to talk to these people about what took place to them and what happened.
Chuck, I heard a journalist last week saying that John Mack said that abductions stopped in 1994. Are there still some abductions? Yeah.
Oh yes. I don't know where he got his information or her information, whatever the case may be. The abductions are not over with. They still happen. Believe me, they do happen. I had one case. It was up in El Paso, Texas, and the gentleman and his wife were going up over the hill. There's it's an interstate. It's like a big highway going up over a mountain. Okay, and it only takes maybe 30 minutes to go up over the mountain and go down on the other side. And when they started up it, they saw this big old craft type thing, and they couldn't figure out what it was. And then all of a sudden, they wound up on the other side of the mountain where they usually go 3 hours later.
3 hours later.
So they had 3 hours of missing time.
Yeah, I see.
And so I asked them, I says, can you remember what took place? And they said, yes, we can. So I interviewed each one of them different. I interviewed her first, and then I interviewed him, and they were telling me what they saw and what basically took place. And then all of a sudden they were in their car again 3 hours later.
Wow. And what they saw?
Well, they saw the beings. They were the tall grays. They weren't doing anything with them as far as pestering them or doing any kind of experiments or anything like that. No, they were just they had them there because they had talked to them before. And so they basically, she was telling me that she kind of knew who they were because of being abducted before. But when you have sometimes when you have an abduction, it goes through your whole family. Okay, maybe say for instance your great grandfather, say he got abducted, okay, and then all of a sudden from that moment on throughout history, for the rest of the history up till to date, you will have some of the family taken and see how they are doing from this original person. And then they go ahead and do an implant. They just watch you, they just study you, they just see how you're doing, this kind of thing. I think that's what happened to me when I was younger. I can't say for sure, but I think it was because of the light I saw when I was going down to Arizona. This was like probably about 15 years ago. And I was going down through Colorado and going across the 165, I believe it is, and going towards the Four Corners going into Arizona. And this light appeared to my right, or to my left. I mean, by the naked eye, it was about this big, and it was good 20 miles away from me, because the mountains were like 30 miles away from me, and it was below what the mountain range was. And I thought, wait a minute, that's not the moon. And I'm driving along, and it was just going with me, okay? And then I had to stop to get gas. When I pulled into a service station, I saw a service station down the road. We got within maybe a half a mile of it. I looked over there, and it wasn't there. Got gas and everything, and everybody woke up, and I says, I told you guys to get up. I tried to wake you up. I was wanting you to see this. See what? That's never mind. Got back in the car again. We took off, and all of a sudden, they were all out, just like they just fainted. And here this object was again.
Oh.
So it was following me, and when I got to the turn I had to make by the four corners,
Yes.
it disappeared from where I looked over there. It wasn't there. And then within about between a half a mile and a mile to the turn, it appeared in front of me, directly in front of me, and it went bright and then gone. Yeah. And I thought, wow,
Yeah.
and I kind of fluffed it off a little bit because I didn't want to. I didn't know really what to say or what to do or what was going on.
Yeah.
But once I got here, moved here to Texas, and a few other things started happening, now I know why they did what they did, because I am one of the people that you might say they want to have the public know what's going on, and that they are there and they are here to protect us and Earth and our galaxy, because it is one of the richest galaxies in the universe, and it is also our Earth is one of the richest planets in our galaxy.
Chuck, when we spoke the last time we spoke, we were talking about translucid beings. Have you heard anything new about them? Because they're not the typical.
They are most of the time you see the translucent ones. You're talking Pleiadians, the Pleiadian people. They can actually fit themselves as looking like you and me, or they stay as their natural self, translucent, which are beautiful. I mean, it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
But it's, they try to take care of people, make sure that things are okay. They're helpful to a certain extent on a lot of things, but they cannot interfere with whatever is going on here on Earth amongst different nations.
Yeah, I've already found they're not. They doesn't speak much. You're not
right.
Not like other beings who said this and those things, but these translucid beings used to stay quiet, which is strange. What do you think about it?
Stay quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are quiet. They don't talk much. They kind of stay to themselves, but they watch and see how we are doing here on Earth, no matter what kind of language it is.
Which are the plans for MUFON next month, and what are you going to do? Are there any news we can share, sightings, abductions? What is going on in USA right now? That's the we've had a lot of sightings here lately, a big cache of them, and but we're trying to get work out to where we can get them caught up and how people think and how people see these things and stuff. There's a lot of work going on. We're trying to make everything better. We got a brand new website now. It's been redone. Yeah, everything's going good.
La señal, ciencia y misterios.